Yo, it's JSF. Wanted to hop off the DLC train a little bit because the balance patch did come out, so I did want to talk a little bit about Spawn and the changes he got and basically where he stands after the patch. I don't think this video will be too long because he didn't get changed very much, but it's important to note in not only what they did but what they didn't do. In like just a simple tweak kind of changed him. Not it didn't change him a lot, but it added something that was. It's just kind of crazy that they allow this to be like this. Is what I'm trying to get to. So I have the patch notes pulled up. I'm not gonna go over. I was gonna do a patch note video for every character, but that would have took like an hour and a half, and I don't think anybody wants to listen to me talk for an hour and a half, especially when you got other people already doing it. So there's certain characters I want to look at. I mean, I showed a tiny bit about Frost, her armor break, but yeah, I wanted to talk about Spawn a little bit. So he's got a few changes and then just some bug fixes. I'm not really gonna go over the bug fixes because they're mostly visual issues and rare little weird things. So I'm starting right now in Variation 3 Hellspawn because it has one change, and I don't play this variation, but I wanted to show this one change before I go into the shit that I really care about that I think really is cool. So the change in this variation, it says it slightly reduced the gravity on hit reaction to upheld chains from the lethal stance, which is down back 4, and that's the up chains when you let go. So pretty much pops them up a little better. To me, it sounds like it's better for combos. I never played this variation, but I do know that now I can hit that pretty consistently. Whoops. You know, I can pretty much hit that consistently. You can, you know what I mean? And they didn't, like, you know, that's, I guess that's really cool if you play this variation, but I really don't. This variation has some good things about it. It has the low special. It has the command grab, which you can go invisible, which is really cool. I don't think people use that enough. I think it actually has some good how do you say? Especially when you have this, and you throw this out a lot, and then you throw out one of these. Man, I think that can really do some damage. But anyway, they also didn't change his armor breaker at all. I know that he was the first one with an armor breaking move, and I guess he kind of set the standard for it. But I was hoping. I didn't think they were going to do it or anything, but there was a little part of me that was hoping maybe they switch them around a little bit, or switch the move around, and they put this move in Variation 2, which I'm going to go to is the 1, but I'm going to use my other one because I have a different costume and I like it. One day I'll fix all the names, but for now, I want to look at the cooler costume. So yeah, I was hoping that they would switch it to this variation, because this variation is the one you want to break away from, where he launches you. Like, you know what I mean? But like the other variations don't really do high damage unless you get down to crush and load. Then they can do some damage, and that's when you want to break away. But if you're only trying to break away in that one situation, it makes it so incredibly obvious that this is the time you want to break away. So it kind of like, you know what I mean? It kind of like, the mind game kind of killed itself from the jump. For certain characters, like the mind game killed itself. Like Scorpion can only get his armor break off of down to crush and blow, honestly. So it's like, fam, we know that this is the time you want me to break away, so I'm not gonna do it. Boom, you don't do that much damage. But anyway, I already talked about armor breakers and breakaway and all that type of stuff. But I wanted to talk about Spawn's other changes a little bit. I'm gonna go over all of them, even though most of them don't really mean shit and don't really change shit. First one, it says straight pain back punch now is 5 more block stun frames, 5 more frames block stun, yada yada whatever. His standing 2 is -4 on block. Pretty much all you need to know. The King of Hell towards back punch front kick is now +7, up from -9. Oh, this was stupid. This was an oversight because NRS is incompetent. This was -9 on hit before the patch. This was -9 on hit before the patch. This right here was -9 on hit. Now special cancelable. You can cancel it, so it wasn't a huge deal. But if people knew and you just did it, yeah, it was -9, which is really stupid. But it was a mistake. Like, it was an oversight. They weren't paying attention. They're probably rushing. Blah 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 blah. And what's the other one? Rising Cape, down back punch is no longer vulnerable to high attacks. So that's his down two. It used to be he would down two and then people would try to down two back and it would just whiff because it had a weird glitch invincibility thing to where you couldn't hit him when he did down two. It was the weirdest shit, but they fixed it. It was more of a funny thing. It wasn't like a serious, like, I mean, I guess if they try to down two you for down twoing, but you should probably do something that's not a mid. But anyway, where's the change I want? Here's the last change that's on here. Besides bug fixes, the first hit of charging Hellspawn Amplify no longer causes additional damage scaling. So bam, bam, bam. Apparently, this is news to me. Apparently, this move had additional scaling. He's already the character that does hella damage in this game. So I didn't think for a second that like there was some additional damage scaling going on. But yeah, basically what that means is his launcher scales less in terms of damage and I think in terms of pop-up. So a regular B&B, a simple one, right? I do these because they're simple combos. Now does 308 off a jab. Off of 4-2, a regular simple B&B. Now does 338. And I'm aware that, you know, you get the point. I'm aware that he has those combos. I get it sometimes, but as you can see, sometimes I have a hard time landing it. So I don't do those consistently, especially not online when most of the matches I run into 100 ping, 150 ping, and like I'm not trying to do high execution combos. So he can get better damage than that. Like, no, you're twisted. That's too low. Damn, I either land this or I don't. See, that's a bad one. But yeah, basically, like, here's a very easy back one combo I always go for. And it used to do 356, now it does 367. So, it also means, I don't know if this was possible before, I'm not 100% certain. I knew you could double launch, but I don't think it was really worth it. But now, look at that damage. 460 damage. 46% off, you know, 16 frame mid that hits from pretty much close, pretty much round side. Oh, completely round side, actually. Yeah. And if this is like a punish or something, if this is like a punish or reaction to something that I know it's gonna hit, I can do 4-2-3 instead. Damn. I'm so trash today. What's going on? Yeah, then you get 479. you know what I mean? Like it's his, like, they buffed his damage. And maybe it was always intended to be this way, but if it was, that's fucking insane. Like, cause he does more damage now. Like, let me just show you. Actually, I have easy crushing blows on. You normally have to be in the corner for this, but I'm gonna just show it. That now does 60%. You have to break that combo. Like, if you get me in the corner and I throw you, you have to break that combo. And before you break it, wait, hold on. Let's have him, because I want to show this. Break away as fast as possible. If you get thrown, you are fucked. You're taking 36% minimum. Like, it's nuts. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna die. Like, this character got it's crazy that they would do this. I'm definitely not complaining. I play a lot of Spawn, so I'm really not complaining. But yeah, I just think it's kind of nutty that they like nerfed Joker's damage, what was already really low, and then they buffed Spawn's damage, which was already really high. But the thing is, Spawn is not a meta character, so like this doesn't. I think this is really cool and funny, but I don't think it makes him top tier or anything. It never will. And yeah, he's a character that, in theory, oh, he's still got breakaway on. Like, you would punish, right? Might be a little too low. Yeah, 45%, right? in theory, he kills you in about 2 hits. Or 2 hits, he does 90% damage, right? If he spins both bars and you can't break away. But he still has the same issues he had before, you know what I mean? He's still great at whip punishing. He still doesn't have a good strike throw game. He still doesn't have pressure and staggers up close. He still kind of gets mashed on a little bit. He has a good down one. His down one's great, but like other than that, like his jab string is kind of buns aside from the fact that it has the pressure blow attached to it. Other than that, his jab string pretty much sucks. So yeah, he kind of like gets taken advantage of from this range, and then there's still characters that zone him out. He's got a solid zoning game himself, but like you go against like a Jade or something, or a Scarlet, like it's not, like, you know what I mean? It's a long day at the office. So he still has the very, like, it's cool that he can kill you for making mistakes. So like, if you like with punishing and you like people exploding for being stupid, play Spawn for sure. He's hella fun, and I'm gonna still play him for sure. I'm probably gonna play RoboCop and Spawn because like RoboCop has the up close game Spawn is missing. And Spawn has the mid-range game RoboCop is missing. RoboCop has the zoning game Spawn is missing. It's like they complement each other really well. So that might be like the 2 characters I play. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's super interesting, right? And this is what I think is gonna keep him, I don't want to say mid-tier, because he's high tier. He's a very solid character. But you will always have to play better than your opponent to win with Spawn. Or at least make, like, you know what I mean? You'll have to like punish their mistakes. You'll have to think more than they will, because they can get in, press buttons, boom, throw crushing blows for days. My only throw crushing blow is extremely situational in one way. Not extremely situational, but it's situational. I have to be in the corner, and I have to be actually in the corner. If I dash too far out, it won't work, and you know it's a forward throw. So if you know that, you know to just duck or always tech forward. You know what I mean? So it's not like if I get it on you, oh man, if I get this, if you get thrown, GG's, buddy, especially if you don't have meter. So Spawn is a good comeback character. He's a good, you know, he's still the same character, a little scarier, but I don't want anybody to see this and go, this character's broken as fuck. Like, wow, he's so broken, he's ridiculous. I think his damage doesn't need to be this high, honestly. I would gladly trade in his damage for a 10 frame mid. I would trade in his damage for a 10 frame mid and an auto shimmy string or something. You know what I mean? Like, I would gladly do that, but hey, it is what it is. I like how he's designed so far. I get it. He's supposed to excel at the mid-range and kill you for being stupid, but he doesn't do that good up close, and he gets zoned a little bit. So, hey, he's fair. He's very fair and balanced, even though his damage looks fucking nuts. So just remember, like, when you see a Spawn combo that does 60%, and you go, that's ridiculously broken, that needs to be nerfed, just remember that he can, like, once a character who can play the game, like an MK11 character, gets in his face and starts bashing on him, there ain't that much he can do. Or if a good zoner is zoning him out, there ain't that much he can do. You can try to fly, but that can be red and anti-aired. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to take some risks to Spawn. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's just how I feel about Spawn after the patch. Patch changes were it was more bug fixes than anything. The lethal sass thing is a buff. The damage scaling changes a buff, but it might have been a bug fix. Maybe it was always supposed to be maybe his damage was always supposed to be stupid. I don't know what NetherRealm was smoking, man. He just loves some Keith David, I guess. But I don't blame him, I do too. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Do y'all want to play Spawn? I think more people should pick up Spawn, because there aren't that many like high-level Spawn players. I've run into like 2, maybe 3, but he's a really good character. You won't breeze your way to like top 8s in tournaments with Spawn, because he has flaws, you know what I mean? And he can't hide his flaws just by bashing in your face. Like, that's the other thing. Some characters, a lot of characters have flaws, but some of them can just get in your face and stagger you to death, and it doesn't matter, because you never get to play. And Spawn can't do that to you. He can't like force you to not play. He can restand you, but it's only +5. You know what I mean? If I want to get my good damage, I have to knock you down, and I'm very free to breakaways. That's the other thing. Spawn is super free to break away. Like, I either have to give, it's like, when I land a hit, it's a guessing game. Like, you know what I mean? When I land back 1-2 and I do this, I literally have like a, what, maybe 20 frame window to try to confirm if they break away. Because if I do charge and they did, if I do this, go into charge and they did break away, I'm fucking dead. And against a character like Fujin, he fucking break away, man, 28% because I landed a hit. So, you know, you're always going to have to think a little more playing Spawn, and I think that's why people don't play him. They want to turn their brains off and play Jackie and Liu Kang and shit. But, man, is it satisfying to see somebody like a Kung Lao player whiffing the fuck out of buttons and dive kicks and just kill him for it? Like, 36 damage, you dash up like you're going to do something on Oki. He does a wake up, boom, you hit him again. And just like that, he's already in fatal blow territory. That's why I play Spawn. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you liked the video. Check out my RoboCop guide if you want to learn that character too. If you haven't already, shoot me a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If not, maybe a like or a comment. I mean, I just would appreciate it. But either way, no matter what, man, stay safe. Have a good one. JSF, I'm out of here. Subscribe for more content.